Guys, I finally did it. After almost 15 years in the making, I finally moved to the United States, and I must tell you, nothing prepared me for this experience, really, right? Nothing prepared me for this experience, from the fact that I had to pack up my whole life, 30 plus years, of my life in 1 week, to stepping into the blistering cold of the Midwest region, to, or is it the struggle really of learning how to drive because public transportation is non-existent, you know. It's a lot. So let's dive into it. If you're new here, my name is Nene. I will be sharing my lifestyle, career, and immigration experiences with you. So let's dive into my journey for the first 3 months of my stay in America. Let's go. Hi, my loves. So let's rewind. Okay. So the visa process was a long journey. 15 years in the making. So we started this process. So my visa category is visa F11, which is unmarried children. Yeah. So which is unmarried children of US citizens. And I mean we did the DNA testing and all the likes, and that was before COVID. Of course, it was way before COVID. That was a long time ago when I just finished undergrad, right? Yes, so that was when that happened. So after that, it took a long time before we got into um we got we were eligible, we were informed, right? I'm not eligible, we were informed to create a profile, so that was created on our behalf, to create a profile. And after that, it they just kept sending us no, not long, they just kept sending us messages, emails about the fact that we had to wait longer processes time, to get a visa dates, right? So that continued for a very long time after the profile was created in 2021. And then our profile was created after the initial, remember I said we had done the initial learning testing long before that, right? So when we got the email to create the profile, right, that was like a long time after that, probably like 5 years, 7 years difference, right? So yeah, so that after that happened, every 3 months after that, after our profile was created and everybody had theirs, we had to wait for we had to get a date, appointment date, of course, to the consulate, to get our visas. So we didn't get one, yeah. So we finally got, God came through and did. So believe in me, if you had told me that I would be out of Nigeria in 2024 by 2024 December, I would have said you're a liar. Yep, that's what I would have said, because I could not have fathomed by 2024. And mind you, I have been praying before, right up to before 2024, right? But I just felt like God wasn't listening, God wasn't there. But really, He was working in the background, He was. And as I say, this God, He actually never sleeps, He's always by our side. So the story. So I started my prayers again in 2024, and this time I was very fervent in it. So that was done in 2024. And in 4 months, everything wrapped up, towards the end of the year, and it was just like a roller coaster whirlwind. I was like, "Ooh, this life changing whirlwind!" Just visa back, you know, and we were waiting. So the plan was not necessarily to move this year, so but I just had to leave in 1 week, like 1 week. I had like 7 days. I had to pack up my life in 7 days, so the rush, to pack up. So I actually did not have any pictures or anything of the process, but I think I had one. I just made just one video when I went to source for winter jacket with my girl IJ. I love you, my love. Shout out to IJ Jama. I love you. So we went together. She was with me all through the process. So we went together to get to source for winter jackets, for the journey. So I have that one video. I'm going to put it in the clip. Now I landed in the US, smack in the middle of winter, right? When I say cold, I mean cold bitter, blistering temperature drop, right? It was that cold, and it's the kind of weather you'd be like, why did I do this kind of weather? That's how the situation of the cold weather was. As I stepped further out of the airport, I felt betrayed by the weather. I thought I was a strong girl, and I thought my skin could handle it, but my Nigerian skin, couldn't handle that much, temperature drop. So temperature drop was insane. I was experiencing the -15, -12, degrees of the Midwest ice age, because I think it was only in the Midwest that you see this the North Midwest axis, that you see this kind of temperature drop in the US. It was that crazy. It was that crazy. So that was the difference between the US and Nigeria, where I'm coming from. In Nigeria, you will be so hot, right? You will be experiencing a 30 something degrees kind of weather, but here, that's something 40 something kind of weather that we'll be experiencing, heat, mind you. But here, it was like in minus something. This is Celsius, by the way, my apologies. Here we deal with Fahrenheit, but I'm still getting used to the gradients, so I'm just getting used to that. I would get accustomed to that very soon. So yeah, so that's it for as regards the temperature difference, culture shock. So and those are my first impressions of the US, versus Nigeria. Okay, so let's talk about the culture shock, right? So culture shock for me, number one culture shock for me was us farm, my loves. The US is different. So I was shocked by the fact that this place is, it's organized, it's structured, everybody follows the rules, and I was like, wow, so people do follow rules and regulations here. This is a far cry from where I was coming from, Nigeria. I mean, Nigerians do not follow rules and regulations. So take for instance the most minute one, which is traffic lights, obeying the traffic lights. It was sometimes it would be like they do not follow rules and regulations, because I mean it's a different set of those rules. So coming here to a structured and organized place where people actually followed rules, and when you are on queues, they wait their turn, they do not jump queues like Nigerians do, if I do say so. When they are on the road, do not wait for the other person. But here they're patient, they wait for you. I mean, one rules of driving, you have to ensure that you wait for the pedestrians to pass. Even if the pedestrian passes, but you have to ensure that you wait for the pedestrians to pass before you move your car. Yep, that's one of the rules here. So it was actually a culture shock for me, the structure and the how organized the system was. So that was one for me. The second one was the transportation system. It was crazy because, for one, in Nigeria, I mean, there was always a means of going around. If it's not calculating rights, there are, but they're expensive. So public transportation like buses, I mean, Nigeria, you could take a bus, you could take a keke, wherever you want to go, and you get to your destination, right? But here in this city I live currently, I can't say I have seen a bus, since I have been here, since the 3 months I have been here. No, I haven't seen a bus. Most times I see I haven't seen a bus. Okay, the only times I have seen a bus, right, is out of my city when I go to Ann Arbor or somewhere else. But in my city as a whole, no, I haven't seen a bus. So it's actually different. I know that there are buses because I have an app, Move It app, right? So I check on the app, and the closest bus station from where I stay is 15 minutes. I can't be taking that kind of work to the station on a very cold day in winter. It's not possible, right? So my only option was to learn how to drive, and if I had that's one of the things I regret not doing when I was in Nigeria before I moved here. If I was to do this again, if I was to start over again, I would ensure that I learn how to drive before moving, please do learn how to drive, because the cost of driving school here, they charge per hour for everything, and it's crazy, it's expensive. So it ranges from 75 to $95 per hour. Yep. But this is inclusive of pick up and drop off. So they'll pick you up from your destination and they'll drop you off also when you're done with your classes. So yeah, so 75 to $95 per hour. That's a lot. So in Nigeria it ranges from maybe like 150,000 upwards. And that is until you maybe like I think it's a 1 month or 3 months charge. So it's different. So yeah, so that culture shock is actually different. But I'm thankful I have started the classes after learning how to drive. First of all, you have to get your driver's license here. Number one, you have to apply. When you're done applying, once your application has been accepted, when you're done, it's been completed, you have to then take a test. You have to schedule appointments to take your written test. So once you pass your written test, then you can register for driving. Or if you can't drive, if you have a license from a foreign country already, you can just ask somebody, or also you can also register to just learn how to drive around, and then know the basics for your driving test, which is majorly the major things are really parallel parking and how to ensure that you obey the speed limits and all that. So yeah, so I'm done with the first two hurdles. I have my temporary permits, but I cannot drive on except an inexperienced driver is beside me. So yeah, so I'm already taking my driving classes, and I can move the car. I know. So I can move the car, I can do everything, I can turn, moving straight. And also the next step is for me to take my driving test. So that will be done in the spring. So yeah, those are the culture shocks that I had, and my first impression of the US vis-a-vis Nigeria weather. So let's talk about the hustle. Yep, the hustle. So I'm still working my Nigerian 9 to 5. I'm still working that job, and in between, of course, I have to apply for jobs here. So remember, I left in a hurry, so I just had to ensure that I finish that up, right, and hand over to the next person. So yeah, so I'm doing that. I'm also applying for jobs here, and also taking multiple courses, because I really want to be a data analyst. So I started taking those courses in Nigeria, way back in Nigeria, but I'm going to intensify the efforts here now. So yeah, I'm just trying to juggle a lot of things. So basically, yeah, so those are things that I have been up to. And I cannot overemphasize the importance of my family support. I'm so, 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 so grateful, because without my family here helping me to settle in, it would have been a hustle. It would have been a hustle. So I thank God for my family here. I really thank God that I have that support, and I'm forever grateful to my family for helping to ensure God all through, coupled with him, ensuring that he held my hand, I stay grounded and prayed and ensure that I never let my Nigerian faith and resilience, stop me. So yeah, so that's really it. That has been my first 3 months in the US so far. It has been a crazy but exciting ride, really. It has. And I'm so grateful that I have had this experience, because as I say, it's meant to be the best teacher. So let's chat in the comment section. What has been your greatest culture shock if you have moved from your home country to a foreign country, and if you're about to make the big move, what are your biggest concerns? Let's chat in the comment section, okay? See you until next time. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, share, and yeah, until my next video. Bye, my loves.